Hey, watch this.
All right. Hilarious.
Windex starts working even before you wipe for a superior streak-free shine.
Let's do it again.
Windex, a superior streak-free shine.
So according to the world of media, crows like to pick out vegetables out of rabbits' gardens, they like to prank people with dirty windows, and they like to help elephants fly through the help of feather magic. Surprisingly, I am not at all shocked by this. Episode review. Greetings, my fellow Pridelanders. I'm Brandon, the BAMBI Man, and welcome to Lion Guard episode reviews here on Golden Ticket Reviews, where if it's classic or crap you see through it, I review it. You know, it's come to my attention recently that in terms of the show, we haven't really seen a solo character-driven episode in a while. I mean, the Trail to Udugu, the episode we looked at last time, was very much a two-sided group dynamic episode, with Kion and Kiara learning more about how to truly work together as a sibling unit, and Simba discovering that working with an animal security squad made up of younger critters takes patience, and a tail strong enough to withstand a large boulder's weight. Nothing wrong with the setup. In fact, I consider it to be one of the best episodes of the season with great lessons about teamwork and such, but my point is, it wasn't focused on just one character alone. Well, apparently, the writers decided to give us, for the next episode, a story centered around everyone's favorite flying sightseer, Ono. More specifically, a tale in which Ono unabashedly hangs out with his hero. Also, John and his hyenas are involved somehow. This gonna be good. Let's dive into the Lion Guard episode 24, Ono's Idol. The episode begins with the animals of the savannah just hanging out, not with their families, but all of them, including little Matoto from the episode Follow That Hippo, notice something.
Are those birds? A lot of birds.
I believe they prefer the term winged gods. Thank you very much. The guard then arrives, and they are also curious as to 1, whether these birds have a permit to hold meeting without a warrant, and 2, just where the heck Ono is.
I'm right here. I got us a spot right in front.
In front of what? Let's find out.
Can you believe he's really back? After all this time?
I know, right? I mean, you'd think he'd done all he could, but Joel and his bot friends are back in full form, and we don't even have to wait until the non-distant future for their return. Actually, it's someone named Adithi, an eagle of legendary stature, and surprisingly, a figure that Ono is very taken with.
He's kind of my idol.
He sounds Poa, Ono.
Oh, he is. And smart.
Sure, he may be smart, but can he dance the funky chicken? Well, even I thought that was foul. Evikabiza, I need to stop. We then bear witness to the grand entrance of this Hadithi, who is played by John O'Hurley. You might remember him for his recurring role as the mighty King Neptune on the ever-so-popular Nickelodeon series SpongeBob SquarePants. Aside from in the movie version, in which he was replaced by Arrested Development and Muppets from Space star Jeffrey Tambor. Seriously, why did they feel the need to recast the character? I have nothing against Tambor, it just seems so random to me. Anyway, O'Hurley is just as lively as ever, playing this bird of 1,000 voices, not to quote Tama, and seems to have a knack for giving advice to his fellow jungle patrons.
The higher you fly, the more they'll look up to you.
And the more you run on the tundra, the more your paws will want to claim sovereignty, and make you kick yourself repeatedly in your sleep. However, while the birds seem amazed at Hadithi's wisdom, so to speak, the guard is not impressed so far. But little does that stop Bunga from being stupid.
Yo, Hadithi!
Bunga, you can't just talk to Hadithi. He's the raven rescuer from Red Rocks.
He is the cardinal savior of the bird seed, and he demands your respect.
Don't forget the guardian of the great egret escape.
Oh, hi, Hadithi. Ah!
Bunga, is Hadithi actually talking to me?
Indeed, I am, young egret.
Never do I forget, the most sacred of beings any lucky duck like me is gracious enough to have in his favor. Fanbirds. Rather than being suspicious that this young egret is a possible stalker, Ol' Hurlybird is delighted to engage in a fun ditty about how he's the best. And given that this is John O'Hurley we're talking about, I feel he has the right to engage in this type of song. After that bit of fun, the king and queen arrive to greet this so-called hero.
We all know Hadithi is a bird who never thinks of himself. When a hero like Hadithi returns to the Pride Lands,
that is the time when it's best to flee in terror wait. Blast it, Rafiki, stop smudging my cue cards with baobab fruit. It would appear the royal family wish to invite Hadithi to Pride Rock for a royal mudprint ceremony.
A royal mudprint ceremony? For me?
What's a royal mudprint ceremony?
Hadithi will press his talons into wet mud. When it dries, his prints will be preserved forever, alongside those of other heroes.
Yes, his talons shall be placed alongside other such bird legends like Tweety and Donald and Kessie of the Wood of 100 Acres. Apparently, as part of tradition, Hurlybird must pass on his knowledge to a younger member of the Pride Lands, and Ono is chosen. In return, Hadithi asks if a ceremonial nest will be built, and Ono permits that the guard will be more than happy to take part in this task. My, what some people will do to impress their heroes. Sad, really. While the guard goes out to fetch leaves from the tallest tree for the nest, a task that doesn't seem the least bit shady to anyone, mind you, Ono hangs out with Hadithi.
The higher you fly, the more they'll look up to you.
That's all well and good for storks, but elephants don't fly.
Well, not with that attitude, you won't.
Bunga seemingly makes it up the tallest tree in the land, only to find out it's actually several yards away, I think. Also, Hadithi is utilizing the same speech he's been repeating throughout the episode so far. Just be glad it's not Dan or Phil in gorilla form.
Thank you, Ono. It seems you're a natural too.
I am? In that case, do you think you could show me the Hadithi spin?
Well, I'd rather not muss my feathers so close to the ceremony. Why don't you show me, and I'll tell you if you're doing it right.
Okay. Great.
Before we move on, it's impertinent for you to know that the Swahili to English translation to Hadithi that I looked up prior to watching this episode is either news or story. Meaning that you can probably figure out what's going to happen later on. And no, this doesn't mean the character turns out to be a lackey of Mazingo and his vulture clan. Although that wouldn't be a bad twist the more I think about it. Ono attempts the whoop-de-dooper loop-de-looper alley-ooper spin, but it doesn't really pan out that well. Meanwhile, the ceremony is in full swing readiness.
Hey, birds only.
But we're Hadithi fans too!
It's okay. We'll find another place to sit.
That was very nice of you, Matoto.
I don't mind, bestie. After all, you're still my #1 hero.
Remember, kiddies, birdies be whack, and hippos are where it's at.
Hadithi?
Oh, look great, Ono.
You weren't even watching.
Little does Ono know that Hadithi has a third and fourth eye hidden behind his head feathers. He's kind of like a Twilight in that way, only without the walnut obsession. I think.
Unnatural with the crowd. You give them what they want. You play them perfectly.
John, you do realize you're not hosting a dog show, right? You're not going to crown anyone best in show anytime soon. Ono spots Clipspringers, odd name for an animal that I probably mispronounced, being hunted by John, his hyena cohorts, it seems, and he wants to use the famed Hadithi spin in order to stop them. But Hadithi is reluctant to do so and flies off with his tail between his feathers straight to the ceremony, which has begun in record time, no less. There is one problem.
Where's Ono?
He's still trying to get the Hadithi spin right. He'll be along shortly.
Anyone else smell cooked geese?
As you all know, Hadithi is a true hero, a brave bird.
Well, forget Zazu then.
When someone needs help, Hadithi never thinks of himself. He thinks of others, no matter what.
You know, if you listen very closely, you can hear the sound of guilt, which apparently has the sound of a hummingbird heartbeat for some reason. John and his crew close in on the Clipspringers, but maybe Ono can stop them by himself. Oh wait, no he can't apparently. But luckily he's able to possibly stay for dinner. And that was the last time I ever ate grubs. Now on to the crowning of Feather McHotpants.
And there are few heroes as true as the one we have here.
Hello? Your royal son and his peacekeeping team are right over there, helping the circle of life to stay in balance and everything?
Payan, the Lion Guard has always been made of lions.
Sorry I said anything. Hadithi goes then to help Ono, with the guard's assistance of course, and naturally this results in Hurly-Whirly revealing he is in fact a hoax. I must admit, I did not see this coming. However, Ono did when he attempted the Hadithi spin himself. Another something I didn't see coming.
How you gonna stop me, Kion? I'm between you and the Clipspringers.
Yeah, but we're between you and the way off this cliff. Right.
A cliff he could easily push you off. Just saying. Bestie drops a rocky bridge for the Clipspringers to go across, which Janja's crew attempts to cross as well, until Ono and Hadithi go all vulture diving on them and Ono finally gets to dance in circles.
Go, Ono!
Yes. Go, Ono.
Spin right round like a record, my friend. Right round, round, round. The hyenas get knocked into a river, two of them happy they were beaten by a legend because Legos, and Ono takes part in planting his paws into the muddy water, becoming creator of the Ono spin. How sweet! So that was Ono's Idol, a very fun episode with a great guest star to match. Essentially, this is basically a Lion King version of 101 Dalmatians 2, where the main character meets his childhood hero, only to find out they're a hoax, and wind up saving the day in the end. Which is certainly a good and heartfelt story that's okay in my book with a great lesson to boot. Or talons, as it were. Now, if we could just get Barry Bostwick on the Lion Guard, I think I'd be more than satisfied. Until next time, I'm Brandon, the Baby Man, saying take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you around in the Pride Lands and at the movies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta fly now. Do 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 do.
Beginner's luck is overrated. Once you blink, it's come and gone. The only way to cultivate it is to keep on keeping on. So before you brag, it's in the bag. Double check and then, if at first you don't succeed, yeah, try again. Try again. Yes, my friend.
Every bird in the Pride Lands has heard of him.
Ono, we aren't birds.
Oh, please. Next you'll be telling me the king isn't a pachyderm.
Because I am not an elephant.
you so much. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Hey guys, if you like what you saw, be sure to click that little like button down below, comment down below on your thoughts on the video, or the topic in said video. Leave a request for anything you'd like to see me cover in the future, and if you'd like to keep up with my future videos, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you all in the future. Peace out!